$1,000 universal basic income, otherwise known as monthly checks. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to discuss universal basic income, otherwise known as the best of all the worlds, no strings attached, ongoing monthly checks for everybody. There's a lot to talk about in regards to this topic, so let's get into it and discuss everything you need to know. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing all the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on, and most importantly, how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course, anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as a low income or fixed income beneficiary, as there's a lot of stuff going on. New information is being announced every single day, and of course, I want to bring that to your attention right away. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll be here for you right by your side every day. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, I'm sticking to it. All right, let's get into it and talk about ongoing monthly checks, the best of all the worlds, no strings attached payments for everybody, which is the definition of universal basic income. All right, now this is a topic that I've recently talked about or I've alluded to in other videos, and I've had some people reaching out talking about the details of UBI or universal basic income, asking for more information and wondering, is this something that really could happen at some point in the United States? Well, I want to talk about that as well. Let's quickly talk through what is universal basic income. Super basic stuff. Here's what it comes down to. Literally sending out an ongoing monthly check for everybody, literally everybody. You, me, everybody. Doesn't matter about income. It could be somebody that has zero income. It could be somebody that has $50,000 of income. It could be somebody that has $100,000 of income. It could be somebody that has $5 million of income every single year. Doesn't matter. Universal basic income is all encompassing everybody within a specified area that they have identified. Now again, this could be on a state-by-state level. This could be on a city-by-city level, a county-by-county level. It could be a nationwide program. Again, totally depends on how they would actually determine the different parameters of this type of program. But basically, universal basic income is the authorities determining a specific area. Again, it could be state, county, city, country. It could be the whole entire country if it wanted to be. In fact, there are some countries around the world that have implemented this universal basic income. So again, it's not a new concept. It's been around for a very long time. But universal basic income is virtually everybody within a specified area gets an ongoing monthly check. And again, it could be varying amounts. It could be $100. It could be $500, it could be $700, it could be $1,000, it could be $1,500, it could be more, it could be less. And again, it's all depending on what they would actually determine for that specific area. But what's the whole purpose behind this? Because here's the thing. Now again, you might look at this situation and think, well, that would be great for everybody, right? Not really. It's actually not the best solution, because here's the thing. When we send out ongoing monthly checks to people, we generally want those payments to be focused on the low income and those people who actually need the money. Because let me ask you, the guy down the road making, say, $200,000 or $500,000 or $5 million a year, does he really need a $1,000 check every month? The answer is no, not a chance, okay? That's not really the person that really needs a check right now. However, they need these payments to be highly focused on the low income and those people that actually need the money, right? But the whole idea behind universal basic income is to basically give a bunch of money to all the people and then basically instruct those people, spend the money. And basically the whole idea behind it is to stimulate a specific economy, right? So remember, we've talked about this before in other videos. The whole idea behind ongoing payments and stimulus checks and all kinds of stuff like this is to stimulate the economy in a specific area. And again, it could be a state economy, it could be a city, county, a nationwide program, it could be an entire country, depending on the situation, okay? But you might look at the situation and think, well, that'd be great. We'd all be feeling a lot better financially if we all got an extra $1,000. Not really, because remember the analogy. A higher tide lifts all boats, okay? So that might not be the perfect analogy, but it's a pretty good analogy, right? So basically what would happen is all of a sudden if money started going out to all the people, well, everybody's net worth essentially and income has just been lifted by $1,000. The person with no income, now has increased their income by $1,000. The person that has, say, $1,000 of income has now doubled their income from $1,000 to $2,000. The person that has, say, $5,000 of income has now gone from $5,000 to $6,000. So everybody's income has essentially increased by $1,000 per month. Is that pretty much doing anything for everybody? Realistically, not really, because now everybody's at the same level that they were before, because everybody has been simultaneously been lifted by $1,000 per month in this example, right? So does that really make sense? Well, in theory, you would think, well, yeah, it would make a lot of sense. It would give me an extra $1,000. But that just means that the price of goods and services, as in, pretty much everything that we buy, would then be adjusted higher because now everybody has an extra $1,000 in this example, right? So does it really make sense? Again, like I said, in theory, it makes sense, but logically, it doesn't really make sense in a lot of situations. So universal basic income, even though it sounds like a pretty cool thing to do, and we've actually had people, in fact, Andrew Yang, who is a previous presidential candidate, was a huge proponent of $1,000 universal basic income. Do you remember that? It was from a number of years ago, actually not that many years ago, 5, 6 years ago, something like that, and he was a huge proponent of talking about $1,000 universal basic income, literally giving everybody a $1,000 ongoing check. It's a great idea. It would certainly be interesting to play around with, but at the same time, it's not really going to help the people that really need it, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just going to continue to increase prices, like inflate prices on goods and services, because now everybody has extra money driving up those prices, right? So at the end of the day, universal basic income sounds like a good thing, but it's really not the best approach, okay? However, here's one more really cool thing about universal basic income, and this is also the same situation with other things like guaranteed basic income and stimulus checks and all kinds of other things like this, is that it's a no strings attached payment. In other words, you get the payment and you can do whatever you want with it. You can save it, you can spend it, you can bury it in your backyard, you can put it in a jar and put a cork in it and throw it in a lake or the ocean, and maybe somebody in 700 years will find it. I mean, literally, you can do anything you want with it. It does not matter at all, right? So that's the cool thing about no strings attached payments, is that it's not counted as income, generally. It's not going to offset other benefits, generally. It's non-taxable, generally. And that's the cool thing about it, is it's like the best of all the worlds, just straight up free money that you get to do whatever you want with, and it's not monitored for the most part. Well, sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not, right? Generally, it's just basically just a wad of cash, and they say, here, go spend this, can you? Would that be kind of fun? I mean, seriously, would that be awesome? Somebody walks up and hands you $1,000 of cash and says, hey, do me a huge favor. Can you please go spend this for me? Don't mind if I do. I'd be happy to. Don't mind. Where's the nearest store? Sure, I'll do anything you want here. No problem, right? So that'd be super awesome, right? But that's kind of one of the things about universal basic income, and what makes this program a little bit different from universal basic income versus guaranteed basic income, right? So anyway, I want to talk about the details of this. Now, when it really comes down to it, is a universal basic income program going to be implemented in the United States? I'm going to go ahead and say this much. Universal basic income? No, highly unlikely. However, guaranteed basic income, that's a totally different program. It's very similar, but it also has its differences, and I would say, yeah, there's probably a very high likelihood of a guaranteed basic income program happening, but universal basic income, probably not. Probably not, because that's not really how it's going to work. Not in the United States anyway, not anytime soon. A universal basic income program, simply because not everybody needs a check. Even the stimulus checks, even lawmakers who, we all have our own opinions, but realistically, even the lawmakers recognized, even with the $1,400 stimulus check that we got in early 2021, included 85% of the population. So close to a universal basic type program, but at the end of the day, it still missed out on 15% of the population. Why? Because that 15% were the higher income people that didn't need a check, so it left those people out. And again, it was very close to a universal basic income type of program, but the only difference there was as well, it was a one-time payment, not an ongoing check. And that is also one of the definitions of a universal basic income program, is ongoing monthly checks in a certain dollar amount. Again, the dollar amount doesn't really matter. It could be 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 20,000. It literally doesn't matter the dollar amount. That's not what makes up the program. It's ongoing monthly checks to literally everybody. Everybody. Every man, woman, child, and beast, right? Well, maybe not the beast part, but you know what I mean, right? So anyway, I hope this kind of gives you a better understanding of universal basic income. It's kind of a cool concept, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to be the solution that everybody needs. Everybody needs more like a guaranteed basic income program, which, by the way, stand by. More on that to come in a separate video, because that is what I would say has a very high likelihood, a guaranteed basic income, which sends out focused checks on an ongoing basis, similar to universal basic income, but also very, very different at the same time. So I'll break all that down in a separate video, but this is what it comes down to universal basic income. There's been talk about it. Again, like I said, presidential candidate Andrew Yang was a huge proponent, and he still is a huge proponent of UBI, universal basic income. Anyway, I'll keep you posted as I do get more details on anything out there right now. So please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Leave your comments, questions, and your feedback down below. If I see any questions or comments, stuff like that, I'll do my best to answer them. Otherwise, if I need to make a dedicated video and follow up to this one, of course, I can always do that as well. So until next time, enjoy your day, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later.